Dr. Christine Williams, for moderating the panel, and thank you everyone also for being here. I will give a brief introduction of what we're going to talk about and also contextualize UT as a space so that we can have this conversation here. So today we'll talk about how the social constructs of race, gender, sexuality, ability, class, and other social identifiers shape us and our experiences, as well as how we also shape the social contracts in the UT community. Well, this is in a way a response to some recent racial violence that we have seen. On campus, we will also try to shift the conversation and the focus away from individual events at some points and talk about the larger social phenomena for which we are all responsible as part of the UT community. Our approach is to talk about the lived experiences of students and how they can inform us about how race, gender, sexuality, class, and other social forces work to marginalize students of color, female students, queer students, and other students. A brief history of UT can help us understand how this is not something new. It has been documented well by several scholars, including Dwana Goldstone. She wrote a book called Integrating the 40 Acres. In it, I found that UT was the first institution to ever be court-ordered to integrate its student body. This happened through Sweat versus Painter case, and Herman Sweat was the first African-American student in the law school here at UT. But since then, the Board of Regents, faculty, students, and staff at UT, but also Texans at large, have fought the integration of UT in particular. They have done this trying to use legal means, trying to limit integration. And this resulted in the dismantling of several programs that at some point or another were used to increase the numbers of students of color, female students, but even faculty of color as well. For example, the Program for Educational Opportunity of 1968, affirmative action was also taken down in the Hopwood case in 1996. And with that, a $300,000 a year faculty of color hiring program was also dismantled after affirmative action was ruled, I guess, unethical. The Board of Regents and others have claimed that it is unethical to use legislature funds to admit students who do not deserve to be here, pretty much. That's how it goes. And in the Hopwood case, as well as in the recent Fisher case, that is another argument that happens. This history traces the contours and the limitations of how UT as a space has been constructed. So it has historically been imagined as a white-centric, male-centric, class-privileged space. So the inclusion of bodies of color, queer bodies, female bodies in this space creates anxiety over how this space is changing, because our very presence, and even the fact that we are speaking here, exposes the racial, gender, class, ability, etc. biases that UT is founded on, and that is at the core of this community. So with that said, we'll move on and explore how this anxiety can result in backlash and how this backlash can hurt students.